English classroom. I am your English teacher Sheikh Rafi. In today's video, I am going to discuss yet another very important grammar topic. The topic for today is articles. Now this is the topic which you started learning when you were there in either 3rd or 4th standard, and you keep on learning till you complete your graduation. So you can understand that articles is a very important topic. Besides that, almost all competitive exams, they test students' knowledge in articles. So let us understand what articles are, how they have to be used. Let us start understanding what articles are. Look at the board. A or an and the are called articles. Generally, students mistake that articles are 3. No, articles are only 2. Number 1, a or an, and number 2, the. Let us see further. These articles are always used before nouns. We use it before nouns, and hence they qualify or modify nouns. As they qualify or modify nouns, they are called determiners. So we can say that articles are also called determiners because they modify the noun. Finally, speaking in terms of parts of speech, articles are always adjectives. So that is how articles can be understood. A and an are called indefinite article, whereas the is called definite article. Dear friends, here you should understand what do you mean by definite and what do you mean by indefinite. Right? Let us take for example, if you write a boy or a book, here we are not sure which boy or which book we are talking about. It is uncertain, and hence we call it indefinite article. I hope you can understand here. Indefinite article means the article doesn't help you in identifying the subject. Then coming to the definite article. The definite article, for example, if I say the boy, when I say the boy, it means I am talking about a particular boy. I am very sure which boy I am talking about, and hence the subject is definite. So we call it definite article. Let us learn how to use these articles. Let us first see about indefinite articles, that is a or an. Indefinite articles are always used before singular noun. Now this is an important point you should all bear in mind. It is always used before a singular countable noun. Children, here you have to remember a or an, it means one. If I say a bag, it means one bag. If I say a book, it means one book. So one is always used with singular. So that is the common sense there, and we have to remember it. So indefinite articles, they are always used before a singular countable nouns. When I say noun, it always refers to common noun. It always refers to common noun. Let us see how is a used. A is always used before nouns beginning with consonant sounds. Here all of you should bear in mind, it should begin with a consonant sound and not consonants. Beginning with consonants is not important. What is important is the sound. The noun should start with a consonant sound. Now how this happens, we will see in further examples. So I have given some examples here. For example, a bag. Bag is a noun here, a singular noun. Now bag starts with a consonant sound b. So we use a bag. Similarly, a man. Man is a noun, a singular noun which starts with m. So a man. Similarly, a dog. So dog starts with the consonant sound d. So a dog. Similarly, a house. House is a singular noun. It starts with consonant sound h. So we say a house. Similarly, a woman. Now, coming to an. An is used before nouns beginning with vowel sounds. Now, vowel sounds you have to keep it in mind. What are the vowel sounds? A, E, I, O, U. Now, students, what I have written here are vowels. Sounds are different. For example, A is pronounced as A in apple, apple, A. Similarly, E is pronounced as A, pen, pe, A. Whereas I is pronounced as E, pin, pin, P-I-N, pin, P-E. O is pronounced as A. For example, orange, A. And coming to U is pronounced as A, like in umbrella, A, like in uncle, A. So that is the pronunciation, that is the sound that you should focus on. A, E, O, O. Right, let us see some examples now. An umbrella. Now umbrella begins with U. It is a vowel. At the same time, it produces the sound of vowel. An umbrella. Similarly, an orange. It begins with the vowel sound. Then an egg. It begins with a vowel sound. And similarly, an igloo. It starts with a vowel sound. So if a noun starts with a vowel sound, we use an, and if it starts with a consonant sound, we use a. Let us see further. Further, let me show you a few more examples whereby you can get more clarification of how students get confused in exams. Here I have given some words that start with vowels, but they sound as consonants. So we have to be very careful. For example, dash university. Now university begins with a vowel, but if you focus on the sound, the first sound is U. Now U is not a vowel sound, so we should use article A here. A university. Similarly, unique thing. Again, this noun starts with U, which is a vowel, but the sound U is not a vowel sound. So we should use a unique thing. Then see the next one. 1 rupee note. Though 1 starts with a vowel, but it doesn't produce vowel sound. Here it sounds one, va. So va is not a vowel sound. So we should use article a 1 rupee note. Similarly, unicorn. Though it begins with U, which is vowel, but the sound is U. U is not a vowel sound. So we say a unicorn. And the last one, European. The starting letter is a vowel, but the sound is not vowel sound. So what we'll do? We'll use a European. Similarly, there are some words that begins with consonants but sound as vowels. Now this is the opposite case. You have to be careful here also. If you look at the first word, it is our. Our begins or starts with H, which is a consonant, but in this noun H is silent, so we pronounce it as our. So the word begins with a, which is a vowel sound, so we should write an hour. Similarly, honest man. Though it begins with consonant H, but H is silent here, and we pronounce it as honest man, which is a vowel sound, so we use an honest man. See the third example, MLA. M is actually a consonant, but when we pronounce M, we start with a, am, a. A is a vowel sound. So we use an MLA. Similarly, MP, an MP, an MP. Coming to the fifth word, honorable man. Even in this word, though it begins with a consonant letter, but that consonant is silent here. It is not pronounced. So it is pronounced as honorable man. Or it begins with the vowel sound, and hence we say an honorable man. So children, you should all have this distinct understanding, and you should always focus on the sound of the word and not the vowels. You should focus on the sound of the word, right? Let us see how and when to use a or an. The very first condition is we use a or an in the sense of one. One means singular, one. So if I say I have a car, here a means one. I have one car. If I say I saw an elephant, here I use an. So when I say I saw an elephant, it means I saw one elephant. So here we are using a or an in sense of one. Let us see the next usage. We can use articles a or an in the sense of any. For example, give me a book. It doesn't mean give me one book. It means give me any book. Whatever book you have, you can give any book. A dentist takes care of teeth. When I say a dentist, it means any dentist. Any dentist, it takes care of teeth, right? Let us see further. Next two rules, we are going to observe that we are using article before a proper noun. Now, at the beginning of the lesson, we understood that articles are used only before common noun. Article a or an is always used before a common noun, but here is an exception. We can use an article a or an before a name of a person if he is uncertain. He is uncertain. For example, Mr. John has come to see you. Here Mr. John is a proper noun, but we are not sure who Mr. John is. So we can say Mr. John has come to see you. Similarly, Mrs. Geeta is going to give a talk. Mrs. Geeta is going to talk. We don't know who Mrs. Geeta is. We are not sure. So in such cases, we can use a before a proper noun. Then the next case is to change a proper noun into a common noun. If you want to change the meaning of a proper noun into a common noun, we can use article a or an there. Let us see how this happens. He thinks he is a Sachin. Here Sachin is a proper noun, but before it we are using article a, because we here don't mean Sachin to be Sachin. We here mean Sachin as a good cricketer. So when I say he thinks he is a Sachin, it means he thinks himself to be a good cricketer. So we are using Sachin not as a proper noun but as a common noun. So we can use a there. Similarly, don't behave like a Tata or a Birla. So here Tata is a proper noun, but before that I am using article a, and similarly Birla is a proper noun, I am using article a there. Why? The purpose is because I am using these proper nouns as common noun. So we can use articles before that. Let us now see the usage of the definite article the. The is used when we talk about specific person or things. Here specific person or things means about whom we already know. We are sure for what we are talking about or which person we are talking about. Let us see, for example, the man who talked to you is my father. Here man is a common noun and we are using the article the before it, because we know which man we are talking about. We are talking about the man who talked to you. So we use the article the before this. Give me the book. When I say the book, I am definite, I am specific which book I want. I want a book which you bought yesterday. So we use the article the when we talk about a specific person or specific thing. Then second rule, very common thing, we use the article the before unique things which are one of its own kind. There is no other substitute for it, or there is nothing else like that. They are called unique things. For example, the sun, the earth, the moon, the solar system. These are all unique. So we use always the article the before them. Then the third, when a singular noun refers to a whole class of its kind. Now this is an interesting case. We are using a singular noun to refer to the whole class of its kind. We have to use the article the before it. You will understand when you look at the example. The horse is a noble animal. Here, horse is a common noun, but I am using the article the before it. So when I say the horse, I am not talking about any one horse. I am using horse to refer to the entire community of horses. All horses taken together, to the whole class of similar kind. Then I should use the article the before it. The horse is a noble animal. The teacher is responsible for students' growth. So I use the before teacher. Here I use the because I am not talking about any one teacher, but I am talking about all teachers as a whole. So I use the article the before it. Right? Let us see further. We use the article the before the names of oceans, seas, mountains, islands, rivers, canals and deserts. For example, we always say the Pacific Ocean. We say the Himalayas. We say the Sahara Desert. We say the Godavari, the Ganga, the Krishna. In this way, we use article the before the names of all these things. Then we use the article the before the names of holy books, right? Holy books of all religions like the Quran, the Bible, the Ramayana, etc. We also use the article the before the names of musical instruments like the violin, the flute, the tabla, the piano, etc. Right? We use the before the names of newspapers. For example, the Hindu, the Hindustan Times, the Deccan Chronicle, the Indian Express or the Economic Times, etc. We also use the before superlatives. Right? For example, Madhu is the tallest boy. Here tallest is superlative. So whenever we use superlative, before superlative, we have to use the article the. See the second example. She is the most intelligent girl in the class. Here most intelligent is superlative. So before that we have to use the article the. We also use articles before ordinals. Ordinals are number names. First, second, third, fourth, last, etc. For example, here the first prize goes to Gopi. Here first is the ordinal and we use the before it. See the second example. The fifth chapter is very interesting. Here fifth is ordinal. So we use the before ordinals. Right? We use the before common time expressions. For example, we say in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. These are all common time expressions. For that we use the. Coming to the next one, which is quite interesting. We use the before a proper noun qualified by an adjective. We generally don't use articles before proper noun, but here proper noun should be qualified by an adjective. There should be an adjective before proper noun. Then we can use the article the. Let us see how. The great Alexander. Here Alexander is the proper noun, but it is qualified by an adjective, so we can use the before it. Similarly, the immortal Shakespeare, here Shakespeare is a proper noun, but we have an adjective before it, so we can use the article the. It becomes the immortal Shakespeare. So let us see one more very interesting thing here. We can use the article the before comparatives if they are repeated. When we are comparing, and if the comparison is repeated, we can use the article the. How? Let us see it. The more one gets, the more he wants. Here the and the are again repeated because the comparison is repeated. The more one gets, the more he wants. Similarly, the less you work, the less you get. The deeper you go, the richer you become. The higher you go, the cooler it becomes. So whenever we use comparatives in a repeated form, we can use the article the, right? And finally, the last one, we should use the article the before an adjective when noun is understood. Now you should catch the point here. You are given adjective, but noun is not mentioned. It is understandable. For example, the rich should help the poor. Here we are using only adjective, the rich. The rich here refers to the rich people. Similarly, the poor refers to the poor people. I am not mentioning the nouns here, I am only mentioning adjectives. So we can use the article the before the adjectives. Similarly, the intellectuals should think of society. Here intellectuals is an adjective. Intellectual refers to intellectual people, but I am not using people, I am simply using the adjective. So I use the article before it. The intellectuals should think of the society. So these are the different conditions for using the article the. But students, that is not enough. You should know where to use the article and where not to use the article. In the next topic, I will teach you where you have to omit the article, right? After understanding where to use articles, let us now focus on understanding where to omit articles. So let us see omission of the articles. Omission means where not to use the articles, right? We should never use articles before a proper noun or before an abstract noun or before a material noun. Now this is a common thing which we should understand, because at the very beginning we learned that we use articles before a common noun. Generally nouns are of 5 types. We have proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun and abstract noun. So we should not use article before a proper noun, before an abstract noun or before a material noun. For example, Ashoka was a great king. Here Ashoka is a proper noun, so we cannot use the before Ashoka. Similarly, Delhi is the capital of India. Now in this sentence, Delhi and India both are proper nouns, and we should never use articles before the proper noun. Then the second one, before abstract nouns, health is wealth. In this sentence, both health and wealth are abstract nouns. We should not use article before abstract nouns. Similarly, truth always triumphs. Now in this sentence, truth is an abstract noun, so we should not use articles before abstract noun. Coming to the third one, we should not use articles before material nouns, right? Materials like gold, silver, iron, wood, etc. all are names of material. So gold is a precious metal. We cannot use an article before gold, and similarly we cannot use an article before wood, right? We should not use articles again before the names of meals, right? All the meals that we have, for example, breakfast, lunch, dinner or supper. For example, it's time to have breakfast. We cannot say it's time to have a breakfast or it's time to have the breakfast. We should not use articles before the names of a meal. For example, dinner is ready. We cannot say the dinner is ready. It should be dinner is ready. Similarly, we should not use the articles before the names of languages. For example, I am learning English. We cannot say I am learning the English or I am learning a English. That is wrong. He speaks French. So we should never use articles before the names of languages. And finally, we should not use articles before the names of relations, right? All the relations, father, mother, brother, sister. So we should never use articles. For example, mother loves her children. We should not say the mother, or we should not say a mother, right? So since they are all the names of relations, we should not use articles before them. So friends, I can understand that you had lot to learn today. Articles are there. What are articles? When should we use articles? When we should not use articles? And the things may seem to be little bit complicated, but believe me, it is very easy. You just need to revise it again and again. If you understood everything, that's well and good. If not, I suggest you to look at the video once again, and it will definitely help you in understanding, because this is the topic which you will be needing up to your graduation. So that was all about articles. I hope you enjoyed today's class. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.